Hello kids! Welcome to another episode of Teleklase. If you're looking for a virtual guide in studying at home, then you landed on the right channel. I hope you are ready to explore another fun-filled learning session. So, what are you waiting for? Bring out your pen and paper. I am Teacher Cherrie, your learning buddy. I will be with you in every step of the way as we focus on this day's featured lesson in English for Grade 4 learners. I know you're excited to do a series of exciting activities about our new lesson. But before that, let's have a quick recap of our previous topic. Can you still remember what we had last week? What is it all about? Yes, you're right. We talked about how to write a news report. I'm pretty sure you jotted down notes about its purpose of giving the readers some relevant information about current events. Now it's time to check the knowledge you learned by arranging the given facts to form a news story. Are you ready? Let's get started. Fact number 1. MES pupils are the beneficiaries of the activity. Teachers selected them while the members of the foundation conducted the interviews and home visitation. Fact number 2. 600 pupils at Masiglahi Elementary School, or MES, received food packs and school supplies from the Elite Rangers Foundation in support to Education for All program. Fact number 3. I just wanted to give back to the people what I have since the corporation is fast succeeding, says Lady Cherrie, owner and CEO of the Elite Rangers Foundation. Fact number 4. The activity ran for an entire school year. Food packs and school supplies were distributed. How's the activity? Let's see if you get the correct order of ideas. If your news report begins with the fact number 2, then you're on the right track. What do you think would be the next statement? Yes, fact number 1 gives additional information about the recipients of the program. From the 2 remaining facts, which do you think should come first? You're amazing! Fact number 4 must be placed on the 3rd paragraph, while fact number 3 will serve as the conclusion. I hope you find this task very interesting. Remember, news article usually follows the inverted pyramid. This means that the most important information comes first, while supporting details follow. This article ends with background information. I hope you can apply this idea in doing a news report in the future. By the way, I would like to commend you for making it to the 7th module. A virtual applause to all of you for a job well done. Oh, I got a new notification. Let me check it. It's a recorded video from my friend Zolo. Come on, let's watch it.
Hello Cherrie, how are you? We're here in the park jogging to stay physically fit. I and Jess just rested for a while, and during our water break, we talked about the plan of government to implement limited face-to-face classes this coming school year. We know little about this issue, that's why we cannot decide yet whether we should be in favor of the government or not. We hope you can help us in solving our problem. Thanks and be safe.
My friends are confused if they will support the conduct of face-to-face classes. Jola's message is just in time because today's learning target focuses on guiding you to compose an editorial article. Exploring this topic will help you and my friends choose a stand on the issue. But wait, it is very important to check your prior knowledge on writing an editorial. To do this, you have to analyze each sentence. On your notebook, draw a happy face if the statement gives true information, while a sad face if the sentence is false. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. An editorial article is composed of facts and opinions. What do you think is the answer? It's true, so you need to draw a happy face. Number 2. Editorial shows the stand of the paper towards specific issue. Put a happy face for this sentence because it is true. Number 3. Stating an opinion is more important than providing evidence in editorial. This is false. Now draw a sad face. Number 4. As editorial writer, you must know how to analyze the issue intelligently. This is correct. Put a happy face in this sentence. Number 5. You can write an editorial without gathering relevant information. For the last item, the answer is false. Draw a sad face. Have you answered them correctly? Impressive! You're already familiar with the basic information about editorial writing. If most of your answers are incorrect, don't be discouraged. As your learning companion, I am here to help you understand the lesson completely. Do you know that the role of an editorial writer is similar to a lawyer? You heard it right. The editorial writer also creates an argument that can move the readers to do a specific action. But what is an editorial article? It refers to the official stand of the newspaper on a certain issue. It is known as the voice of the editorial staff and the readers. So, it is not only the editor who decides for the position of the publication. It's the whole members of the publication. This article can easily be seen in any newspaper since it contains an editorial cartoon or caricature. Through writing an editorial, controversial issues in the society are explained so that the reader will be informed, enlightened, influenced, or entertained. You can give your opinion about the problems encountered in school, community, and the world. Before an editorial article is completed, writer needs to gather information to make a strong claim. Writers must be capable of doing research because an editorial article is a combination of facts and opinions. Now that we have understand the definition, let's talk about parts of an editorial. This newspaper section includes the title, introduction, body, and conclusion. To easily remember the structure of an editorial article, let's use some keywords and take a look on the example published article. First, we have the title of an editorial. It must be catchy and powerful in order to get the attention of the reader. For example, Dead Issue Resurrected and Freedom for Sale. When you read these titles, you might be curious, so you will end up reading the whole article. Next is the introduction. It is where you can see newspec and the collective reaction. A newspec presents a short description of the news event to be analyzed. Here, you will know the issue, problem or proposition, including the stand or the reaction of the newspaper. Let me read the editorial article titled Back to Face-to-Face Classes, which was published by the Philippine Star. From the start, Education officials were aware of the challenges posed by blended learning to both students and educators. But blended learning was deemed to be better than nothing as pandemic forced children to stay at home. Now I want you to spot the news peg. What do you think is the involved issue here? You got it right. It tells us that the education officials know the problems encountered by the learners and teachers in the implementation of blended learning. As I mentioned earlier, the introduction also presents the stand of the publication. We can figure out that the writer is in favor of blended learning as he used the phrase, better than nothing. Let's proceed to the body of the editorial. It contains the explanation, support, elaboration, or justification to the stand. For example, the lack of the needed gadgets and internet connectivity for distance learning was the first major hurdle. Approximately 2.7 million school children did not enroll, many because of this lack, and others because of their parents had lost their livelihoods and could not afford even the miscellaneous expenses for putting a child through school. Because of such challenges, there have been proposals since late last year to resume limited face-to-face classes in areas at low risk of COVID-19 transmission. But this was before the ongoing surge, fueled by more infectious and deadlier coronavirus variants. Education officials nevertheless are considering this mode of learning in the next school year, tentatively set to start on August 23. Notice that the writer revealed some existing problems in adopting blended learning, such as lack of gadgets and no access to internet. It is discussed through presenting of related data, figures, or numbers from recent study. Meanwhile, the third paragraph introduces another proposition stating the plan to have limited face-to-face classes. However, this idea is opposed, saying that it is too risky because of the new coronavirus variants. The last part is the conclusion. It is sometimes called the clincher. It usually summarizes, affirms, or restates the stand, and in other cases, it presents a solution, gives suggestions, or even invites the readers to do something about a given situation. For example, too many children are being left behind in their education, and it will have a significant impact on national development. If measures can be placed to ensure the health of learners and educators alike in low-risk areas, face-to-face classes must resume. Here, the concluding paragraphs stress the fact that learners struggle in their studies. The writer also talked about the importance of creating effective health measures if the government would like to enforce face-to-face learning. Combining these four essential parts, we can come up with an editorial. Here is the copy of the article. I guess you're ready for another fun activity. Let's practice what you have learned in our discussion. This time, you're going to accomplish the activity titled Stance Detector. Here, you have to read the set of paragraphs to determine the stand of the publication. Are you ready? Alright, let's begin the task. Number 1. Many politicians already expressed their hopes to have a position in public office. We have to be wise in choosing our leaders. Number 2. Our country offers different brands of COVID-19 vaccines for its citizens. The kind of vaccine does not matter as long as you are protected against this virus. Number 3. Team Philippines made history after getting 4 medals in 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Weightlifter Heidelin Diaz won the first ever Olympic gold medal. Boxers Nesty Petesio and Carlo Paalam captured silver medals, while Yumur Felix Marshall secured bronze medal. They deserve the attention and admiration from their fellow Filipinos. Likewise, we should also be proud of other 15 athletes who represented our race in the international sports arena. Let's proceed to checking your answers. Number 1, the answer is, we have to be wise in choosing our leaders. Number 2, stand of the writer is located at the second sentence that says, the kind of vaccine does not matter as long as you are protected against the virus. For number 3, you can see that writer's claim is supported with facts. Here we can have 2 sentences that show positive stance. We can see it on the 3rd and the 4th sentences. Now let's do a little bit challenging task to test your writing skill. You have to study and analyze the featured editorial cartoon or caricature. Use this illustration as a guide in writing a 3-paragraph editorial article. Be guided with the following questions in completing your article. Number 1, what is your stand about the health issue shown in the editorial cartoon? Number 2, what are the effects of the issue to the young people like you? And number 3, as a student, what are your suggestions in order to solve this problem? Since you need more time in writing the editorial, you may do this at home as an assignment. You may do additional readings and ask the opinions of your family members. If you are done with your output, you may submit it to your English teacher. By the way, please be reminded of the following rubrics. That ends our lesson for today. I hope you learned something from the discussion and activities. Always remember, nothing can stop us from learning even in the middle of the pandemic. See you on our next episode. Bye, kids!